You sit down for a simple breakfast. 2 slices of white bread, maybe toasted. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like sugar. It feels controlled. About 30 minutes later, you check your glucose meter. The number is higher than you expected. And that's where the confusion starts. Because nothing about that meal felt extreme. No dessert, no soda, no obvious sugar, just bread. For many adults over 50, this moment happens quietly. And it raises the same question. How can something this simple raise my blood sugar so quickly? This pattern is common after 50, and it often catches people off guard. White bread is usually seen as a basic food, something neutral, something safe in small amounts. But the body does not interpret it that way. This is where many adults begin to notice a shift. The same foods, the same portions, but different numbers. You might see a reading like 136 one day and something lower the next. It can feel inconsistent, even unpredictable. You start wondering if it's the food, or your timing, or something your body is doing differently. We're looking for patterns, not one number. And this pattern, small, unexpected rises after simple foods, is something many people begin to notice after 50. You're not alone in seeing this, and it's not a failure of discipline. It's a change in how the body processes certain types of food. Margaret is 62. She lives just outside Tampa, Florida. Her mornings are simple. Coffee, light breakfast. Some days, that includes white bread. It feels like a balanced start to the day. She isn't overeating. She isn't adding sweets. So when she began checking her glucose more closely, she expected stable numbers. But that's not what she saw. On mornings with white bread, her glucose would rise faster, sometimes higher than meals that felt heavier. That didn't make sense to her. She assumed heavier meals would create bigger changes, but the bread seemed to act differently. So she started wondering if she was missing something, or if her body was simply becoming unpredictable. Many adults quietly notice this same pattern, but rarely talk about it. The key mechanism behind this pattern is digestion speed. White bread is made from refined flour. Most of the fiber has already been removed. What remains is rapidly digestible starch. And starch, once broken down, becomes glucose very quickly. When we're younger, the body can usually manage this rise. Insulin responds efficiently. Glucose is moved into the cells without much delay. But after 50, that process begins to shift. Not dramatically, but enough to notice. Insulin response becomes slightly less efficient. Muscle tissue, which helps absorb glucose, may also be reduced. So now you have 2 things happening at the same time. Glucose is entering the bloodstream quickly, but it's not being cleared as efficiently. That combination creates a sharper rise. Think of insulin like a key, and your cells like doors. When the key works smoothly, glucose moves in quickly. But over time, the locks become a little less responsive. The key still works, just not as fast. But here is where it becomes interesting. The spike is not just about how much carbohydrate you eat. It's about how fast it enters the system. There's another way to understand this. Think of your bloodstream like a narrow road. When glucose enters slowly, traffic flows smoothly. But when it enters quickly, like with white bread, it's like releasing a group of cars all at once. For a short period, things get crowded. That's the number you see. It's not just the amount, it's the speed. And after 50, the system that clears that traffic can slow slightly. So the buildup becomes more visible. This is why the same slice of bread can feel different now compared to years ago. It's not just the food. In a moment, I'll show you the exact reading that changed everything for Margaret. But first, there's one final piece most people miss. The body doesn't just respond to what you eat. It responds to how quickly it arrives. Fast digesting foods create sharper curves. Slower foods create smoother ones. And that curve matters more than most people realize. When Margaret saw this again, it stopped feeling random. It became a pattern. There are a few factors that can influence this pattern. The type of bread matters. White bread breaks down faster than whole grain options. What you eat with it also matters. If eaten alone, the rise is usually sharper. But when paired with protein or fat, digestion slows down. Timing plays a role too. Eating quickly can amplify the effect, because more glucose enters the system at once. Even the time of day can influence the response. Some people are more sensitive in the morning, others later in the day. Sleep, stress, and that. It's how your body is responding to it. Small adjustments can change this pattern. Not extreme changes, simple ones. Pairing white bread with protein, like eggs, can slow digestion. Eating more slowly can soften the rise. Spacing meals more evenly can help stabilize responses. These are small shifts, repeated consistently, because consistency matters more than intensity. In some cases, when the body has what it needs to support normal glucose signaling, these responses can become more stable over time. But the focus here is understanding, not perfection. If you want to make sense of your own numbers, I've put this into a simple printable protocol you can use at home. It helps you track your readings and spot patterns over a few days. Many people print it and keep it near their glucose meter. You can find it in the description below this video, or you can open it on your phone if that's easier. Take a look and see what patterns show up for you. There's one pattern in these numbers most people completely miss. I'll break that down in the next video. This video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always speak with your healthcare professional before making changes to your health routine. Margaret didn't remove bread completely. She didn't overhaul everything, but she started noticing patterns. When she paired it differently, when she slowed down, the numbers began to make more sense. Not perfect, but clearer. And that clarity changed how she approached her meals. Because this isn't about avoiding every spike. It's about understanding what your body is showing you. Small changes, observed over time, not perfection. Clarity.